This is how to solve a Rubik's Cube. So, first things first, you need to know the basics. These are centerpieces. Centerpieces do not move, ever. Centerpieces is what actually tells you how the cube, what color to put there. For example, the green center, we need this side to be fully green because the center will move. So, that's what we need to focus on. The first step is solving the white cross. Now, the way we're going to do this is by looking at the yellow center. Now, this is an edge piece. It has the two colors. Now, you want to find a white edge piece. Okay, so like this one. And you want to locate them around the yellow center. So, for example, this edge piece has white and orange. Now, we can just turn the cube to the side, and it puts it around the yellow center, just like this. Then what you're going to want to do is find the next one. So right here, I'm just going to spin it twice, locate it right here. Now I just need one more. So I'm going to find it, it's right here. And just like that, you've created the yellow, or the daisy, or sunflower, whatever you want to call it. Right here. Now what you're going to want to do is match up the edge pieces with its center. So for example, this white and blue edge piece, we want to turn the top until it matches up with the blue center. So as you can see, now it has the blue center on it. Now what you want to do after you do this is spin it twice. This will put it on the bottom. Then what you're going to want to do is find the next one. For example, this is a white and red. So we're going to spin the top until we find the red center, like this. Now we're going to spin it twice. The orange and the orange center. So, bada boom, bada bang. And then match it up with the green. And once you've done all of the colors, you should have created a white cross. Or you should have created a white cross. Now this corner piece doesn't really matter right now. But now that you've created that, look at the middles. So red, red, that means we did it right. Green, green, that means we did it right. Orange, orange, that means we did it right. And blue, blue, that means we did it right. Now the next step is to put in the white corners. This is the first time you're going to need to know an algorithm. Now an algorithm is a pre-memorized set of moves to solve the cube. Now, here's how we're going to put it in there. So, find a white corner. Remember, a corner has 3 stickers. So, well, on my cube, it's not stickers, but it's 3 different colors. So, you want to look at it. So, this is white, orange, and green, for example. So, where you want to bring this is in between the orange and green. So, I'm going to spin the bottom, and as you can see, it is now located next to the orange and green center. And what I mean by this is, as you can see, the green center is next to the green, the orange is next to the orange. Now, this is when you need to know your algorithm. The algorithm, basically what you're going to want to do is bring the side. Now, sometimes this takes multiple attempts. You can actually just move the cube and do it in one. But you need to do down, left, up, right. Now, you might need to do this multiple times. But now we're going to find another white corner. For example, green and red. Put it in the middle of green and red, and then again we do the algorithm. Down, left, up, right. I'm going to do this again, so put it in between the 2 centers. And so what you're going to want to do, again, you want to bring it down on the right side, bang, bang. And now we just need orange and blue right here. And so we go down, left, up, right. And now the white is solved. But not only is the white solved, but the entire first layer of the cube is done. So now white is going to be our base. So now we need to find the edges, because we're solving the cube layer by layer. So what you're going to want to do is find an edge piece that's on the top. Now, sometimes there won't be an edge piece on the top, and I'll show you how you can fix that. But in this scenario, we don't need it right now. So the yellow center, we can't do an edge piece that has yellow on it. Now, sometimes every edge piece on the top is yellow, and I'll show you how you can fix that. So the yellow center is right here. So we can't have any yellow because we're trying to solve the edges. So what you're going to want to do is look for one of the top. So this is red and blue, for example. Now, whatever color is on the side is what color you want to bring it to. So we're going to bring it to blue to make this. Now, whatever color is the other color on top, so this is red, you don't want to move it to the red side. So we're going to move it, you want to move it to the opposite side. Then you want to bring up the opposite side of white and push the top layer towards where you placed the edge piece. Bring the white back down. Bring this white piece back. Rotate the cube. Rotate the front. Put it back together. And now you can see that the blue and red edge piece is right here. So next thing is, so for example, green and red, push it towards orange, bring up the opposite side from the white, push it towards it, bring the white back down, bring this back, rotate the front of the cube so that you can connect the white and bring it back down. As you can see, the green and red is now in its correct spot. So now we're going to look for another one, orange and blue. Push it towards green. And do the same steps again. And then orange and green. Just do the same algorithm. And now, as you can see, the entire second layer is solved. Now, what you're going to want to do is, if there's only yellow edge pieces on the top, you want to do the same algorithm. So what I mean by that is find an edge piece, like an edge piece that's just in a wrong spot, and then do up exactly where it's at, push the white away, bring it back down, rotate, and that puts it on the top layer, and then you can solve the edge piece from there. So now that we have two things, there's three different scenarios. Now we want to solve the yellow cross, but there's three different scenarios: the yellow dot, the yellow L, and the yellow line. And then you could just get lucky and get the yellow cross. Now I have the yellow L here, as you can see. If you have the yellow dot, then you're going to want to do the same algorithm that I'm going to do. So now for the yellow L, you want to make sure that the L is pointing in this direction. So, for example, it is facing toward your right hand and facing down. Now, then what you're going to want to do is do this algorithm. Now, for the dot, this doesn't matter. You're going to want to do this algorithm. Rotate, up, right, down, left, bring it back down, and as you see, that turns mine into a line. If you have the dot, it'll turn it into the L. And now for the line, you want to make sure that the line is facing sideways. And then do the same algorithm. Rotate the front of the cube, up, right, down, left. And now you have the yellow cross. Now what you're going to want to do is the next step is to solve the yellow edges. Now, to solve the yellow edges, you want to move the cube until you can solve as many possible as you can. Now, it is always going to be 2. As you can see, 2 edges are solved, the other 2 aren't. Now, there is a scenario where the two won't be next to each other. The two solved edges won't be next to each other. Now, what you need to do is if they're across from each other, you need to do the same algorithm that I'm going to do, and it'll put them next to each other. So, once you get the edges once you get the two edges that are wrong, you want to put the wrong edges, one facing you and one facing into your left hand. And you're going to want to do this algorithm. Up on the right side, right, down on the right, push it forward again, and then double, and bring it back down. Then, once you move the top once, all of the edges will be solved. Again, if they're across from each other, you have to do the algorithm twice. So now what you're going to want to do is try to find an edge that is in the correct spot, but it's just not oriented correctly. Now, here I have none. So I'm going to do the algorithm that you're normally going to do. So you rotate the top up on the right side, push it back, bring the other right side up, bring this back, bring the white down, bring this back, bring the white down. And I'm going to look for any correct edges. Now, this edge is solved. Sometimes, sometimes the cube will be like this, where, as you can see, green, red, yellow, that still works. Mine is just solved. So you want to find the edge that's correct, the corner that's correct, and do the same algorithm. So rotate it up, bang, 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 bang. Now that's actually one of the easier algorithms to remember. Now it didn't solve the corners, so I'm going to do it again. And now all the corners are solved. What I mean by that is they're not necessarily solved, but they're in the right spot. So yellow, green. So as you can see, for example, let's say this one. Orange is right here, yellow is right here, and green is right here. That means it is solved. So now we're on the last step. Flip your cube upside down and put an incorrect corner in your right hand. Then do this algorithm. Up, right, down, left, and repeat that algorithm until yellow faces down. Then move the bottom and do it again. Once you do this for every single one, make sure that you move the bottom, because or else it won't work. Then you should end up with this scenario where all three layers are completely solved. Where all three layers are incorrectly solved besides the first one. Then all you have to do, solve the second layer by moving the top, and then you solve the last layer by moving it like that. Now, this is just a very simple way to solve a Rubik's Cube. And I would recommend actually learning how to solve it. It's a cool party trick and something you can do in your free time. You can get better and better at this. For example, I think my fastest time is like 54 seconds. That's pretty bad, but... yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Also, cool note. If you do up, right, down, left when the cube is solved, after you do it 6 times, the cube will solve itself again. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and tell me if this helped you learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube. Bye-bye.